Hello, everyone. Welcome to Development Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis, coming to you from the Ventura Cigar Company studio, and with me today is Jiunn Liu, Seth Geis, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Very good, very good.
All right.
Hello, gentlemen.
So today we are talking about the La Barba Primitivo Robusto. Cigar is 5-inch by 50 ring gauge, comes out of the Tabacalero William Ventura factory in the Dominican Republic. Wrapper is Mexican San Andres. Binder is from Indonesia. Filler is from the Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, and Pennsylvania. It's blended by Tony Bellotto and Henderson Ventura. Price point is $9.60. Cigar was released in August of 2018. So with all that info out of the way, Jiunn, what was your smoking experience like?
It was good. So the first couple of thirds, I thought the cigar did a good job of giving like sweetness, cream, and spice. There's a lot of bread, like biscuit aspects to it. Like a spice, not like a pepper spice, but I got more like sometimes like cedar could get kind of spicy. So like I call that more like a spicy cedar. When I retrohaled the cigar, all those notes just kind of took it to a deeper level. Body, not exactly medium full, but there's surprisingly there's a good amount of like viscosity to the body. So that was really nice. Strength medium to start out. And then some like espresso beans as well in the second third. The last third is kind of interesting. Usually for me, last thirds of cigar with the new releases that we smoke tend to kind of fall apart or to some extent. But I didn't feel like that was the case at all for this. I actually thought it tasted better with the same profile. So, but the strength started to kind of get to that medium full level, which I could have done without, but it wasn't so much that where I felt like my head was spinning or anything. In terms of construction, it was perfect. Boston Jimmy will be incredibly impressed and will probably score this 120 out of 100. So, so perfect burn, solid ashes, white as just, maybe a white as a KKK cloak or
Canadian's
something.
knees.
Oh, sorry. That sounds better. Um, and then the draw was perfect as well. So, what about somebody else?
All right, Seth, you're up.
Yeah, first third opens up, lots of rich earth, chocolate notes. There's some dry cedar and tobacco, getting some black coffee as well, and some toastiness. I found it between medium full, really complex, and it's a great start to the cigar. And then when I get into the second third, showing a lot of sweetness like before, and I'm getting some red pepper and chocolate notes. There's some cinnamon and nutmeg and coffee. I mean, it's really complex second third. It's great transitioning from the first. And then when I get into the final third, it's just all of a sudden it's just complete game changer. I'm getting like these like dried coconut and cream qualities. There's some pepperness, there's some nuttiness, toast and coffee. Really smooth finish. I'd say it finishes more on the medium level. Which is fantastic. The construction was just tremendous from start to finish. I even thought the appearance of the cigar, this was a really beautiful Mexican wrapper. I thought it was, at least really consistent in coloring, really great smoking experience. How about you, John?
It was good. 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 Like across the board, just every aspect. I just kept marking it good. So like everyone else, the first third was pretty full bodied, which was a little surprising. So I got spice, pepper, some syrupy sweetness. The pepper did linger a little bit, but it wasn't like a pepper bomb. It just accented the flavor profile really nicely. There's some post-roll leather, and then the pepper kind of gave way when the cigar settled in. The one note that I want to comment on the first third is I got the sort of second half. I got this toasted fruit, and then I got this like Pez candy-like note, which I don't recall in any time anytime recently getting in a cigar. So it was very defined. Like it was very, very defined. So very good, good first third, and then the second third. A little bit of toasted cedar. Cigar kind of established itself with a little bit of lingering cedar and mild pepper. And then I think like you guys, the last third, which to me is I would say in most cases, the weakest of the 3/3. This is pretty much tied or even stronger than the first third. The spices and pepper came back at medium plus strength. Cedar kind of balanced in nicely. There was a little bit of char, but then it kind of went away right afterwards. So I'd describe it kind of almost like a toasted cedar note. In terms of burning construction, I also had a well-constructed cigar. This ash was white. I mean, I was holding it up to my ankles at times to see which was whiter, my legs or this ash. And I think the ash wins. The ash held on well at 1.5 inch increments. There was a slight wave to the burn, but nothing that would ever require a touch-up. Now, I did have an issue with the draw, which was odd. So I found it quite tight to start out with. Now, once I got almost all the way through the first third, it kind of opened up, but it was definitely well into the tight spectrum. How was your experience, Aaron?
Yeah, I thought the cigar started with a really good dose of wood black pepper, about a half inch in. The profile gained like kind of a meatiness to it to go along with the wood and the pepper. About an inch in, retrohale is really potent, very full mix of the wood and black pepper still there. As the third comes to a close, some mustiness joins in, which kind of smooths out that black pepper a little bit. Strength was right at medium. Getting the second third, mustiness kind of continues to increase, becomes even with the wood. Black pepper is kind of slightly behind that in the profile. A little further in, the mustiness recedes a little bit to become even with the black pepper, so the wood was up front. About half inch in, kind of a subtle coffee note became present. Retrohale's musty wood note, no black pepper really in that. About an inch in, slight meatiness kind of rejoins the profile, replaces that coffee note. And then a little bit of mustiness, musty wood kind of up front, with light amounts of meatiness and black pepper in the background as the second third's finishing up. Strength still at medium. For me, the final third did drop down a little bit. I know you guys said it kind of stepped up a little bit for you, but meatiness started to increase a little bit. Black pepper was really just on the finish. Musty wood still kind of the leader of the profile. A little further in, that musty wood gained a little bit of a bitterness to it. So kind of knocked down that meatiness a bit. I think that's where things started to go downhill for me. About an inch in, a little subtle sweetness kind of joined in. Still with that musty and slightly bitter wood up front with the meatiness in the background. Strength bumped up to slightly above medium. In regards to construction, I think it's perfect. Burn line straight as an arrow. Ash was snow white, held on through each third. Draw was perfect, man. It just right amount of resistance that I like, so I had no issues with that. So, Jiunn, what were your overall thoughts on this cigar?
Every time I read like Mexican San Andreas on a cigar, it's kind of like Ecuadorian Habano, where I kind of feel like, oh man, there's another one of these. But what's unique about this one is I thought it stands out for the most of those Mexican San Andreas out there. I thought it had a good way of delivering spice, but also maintaining like the softer notes of like the breadiness and creaminess and the biscuit aspect of it. I really like the cigar. I'm not sure what they're gonna do about copying Mabacho Orange on this, but the cigar itself was very good.
All right, Seth, what were your overall thoughts? Rookie. Come on, rookie. At some point, you have to make it into your second year. Let's go.
Seth?
I was there, man.
Hey.
I
Are you
was
safe
there.
from the
I was there.
hurricane? Oh, okay.
No, dude. Gosh, no, man. It's freaking downpouring here. So,
Can you when you get a chance, can you mark yourself safe on Facebook?
I'm very worried about your safety.
Yeah.
oh, mark myself safe on Facebook. Gotcha. This is a fantastic cigar. And on three areas. One, it's just a great cigar in general. This is also a great cigar for La Barba. I don't think La Barba has really put out any cigar that sucks. So props to them on that, because there's plenty of other companies who have. And this is also a fantastic Mexican offering. I mean, I think there's been some good Mexican offerings and some bad ones, but this has just been this is fantastic. I think Tony's hit it out of the park with this one. I think it's awesome. I don't know what my score is, but it's great.
How about you, John?
Yeah, it's a good release. It's nice when you can get a cigar that has medium full body, but doesn't kill you in strength. And I think, Tony kind of find that middle ground where strength kind of hovers at medium and the complexity is medium full. So I think it's going to have a lot of broad appeal to people who are maybe afraid of more full-bodied cigars because they think they're going to be too strong. And to me, this is delicious. It was if you want to sort of on the scale measure what a good cigar is on our good rating, this is like perfectly good across the board.
Right. Yeah, I had a weird going into this, I had a weird thought on this cigar because, even though it was Mexican San Andres wrapper, just my experiences from La Barba, I just didn't think it was going to be that heavy of a cigar, but it was a little heavier than I was expecting, which makes sense with the wrapper, but I just had this kind of weird association with all those togethers. But, flavors, consistent wood, black pepper, some mustiness and meatiness joined in. Really good components all together. Construction is perfect. No, you have to pay no attention to it. You're just focusing on flavors the entire time. I think it's a really nice cigar. I mean, I have no problem, smoking a bunch more of these. I think it'd be a nice, evening smoke after a nice meal. I think probably pair well with some scotch. So I'd say track them down, man, and smoke them. They're pretty good cigars. So getting into the scores, we'll start at the top. Seth, you had a 8.13. Jiunn, you were next at a 7.17. I was next at 6.82, and John was at 6.77. So Seth, how'd that score match up with your experience?
It's higher than I thought, but it's a good stick, man. I'll stick to it. I'm sold.
All right. All right, Jiunn 717. How's that?
Really good. I could already tell at the end of the year, this is one of those tiebreakers where it's going to move up or down within the top 25 for me. So,
yeah, I thought my experience was good.
Top 25? Sorry.
Yeah. So, really good flavor, a little bit less in the final third, but fantastic construction, good overall. So definitely gets into those high sixes. So 6.77 for you, John. How do you think that matches up?
Yeah, it's dead on for a good cigar with really good construction. That's exactly where I expect it to land. And I don't know where the year end is going to shape up, but I feel like this is probably going to get in on the list for sure.
Yeah. So any other final thoughts on this cigar from any of you guys? No? All right. If you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us, but let's check out the full written review on the website, developmentpalates.com. Follow us on all the social media channels. You can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
The Barba.